Coming up on Cruisin', presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine. Some people take years to rebuild a car, but this guy?
4.5 years. I started when I was 17.
Is that a dishwasher, a furnace, and a kitchen sink with wheels?
The body's made of different pieces of appliances.
Really? Who says girls are bad drivers?
I've had issues with the IHRA because I took out their track champion first round once.
Are you ready to watch Cruisin'?
It just came to my mind.
Great. Cruisin', presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine, starts now. Welcome to Cruisin'. I'm John Shapiro, publisher of Cruisin' Times Magazine. We're here at the Soccer Sportsplex in North Olmsted, and normally it's soccer time. But today, it's hot rods, customs, rat rods, race cars, and they're all inside. Come on along, let's take a look.
It's been 20 years in the making, and Friday before the car show was the day it came out of the garage and drove directly here. Its first maiden voyage.
And what's the name of your car?
It's Dolores.
And how did you come up with that?
It just came to my mind.
So it's D for Dawn, D for Dolores. I mean, it has nothing to...
It was weird. I was just working on her, hanging out, and all of a sudden Dolores just came, so I named her Dolores.
Your custom interior, it's really special, we hear.
We got Mexican blankets for our seat. There's 12 of them that he bought because of the same color run, so that we can also do the interior.
And then you have a nice, it's rolled and pleated, or you...
It's very pleated. It's very nicely pleated.
Is that a removable tonneau cover, or does it just go up and down, or?
It can be removed if I need to have it removed. Otherwise, it just goes up for me and comes down.
And tell us about real quick about the motor.
The motor is a 355 small block.
And then you got, what, 5 miles on it, right? I mean, how many miles?
Yeah, however long it took for me to get from my house to here, yeah, it's about 5 miles. Well, actually, I'm probably gonna drive it to work every day and park it, so everybody gets to enjoy it too, just like me.
Lance Nixon, 1940 Ford. Tell us what you did and what it's supposed to look like as far as your vision.
This has been my vision since I was a kid. My friend and I, Jan Steneker, back in the 60s, this is what he had. I copied the interior off his car 100%. I always wanted fat white walls and red rims with spun moons. And I really wasn't into scallops. I was going to do flames, but Joey Koenigsmark and House of Colors, Joey laid it out one day, and that's the way we went with it. And I tried to follow a 50s theme. You know, every car I've ever had has been more modern and even some high tech, but I really like this car. I enjoy this car. It's a sweet ride car, and now I've got it the way I want it. My wife is not happy with it, but she doesn't like
Now, how many 40 Fords have you had?
This is my 6th 40 Ford, and I've had 11 32 Fords, but this is my 6th. I kind of got away from those because those are small, and this is a bigger, more easier riding car. This is like riding in your wife's Cadillac. This will run 80 miles an hour all day to California and back, and I really enjoy it.
What motor?
It's a 350 with tri-power on it, and it's got a 9-inch Ford rear end in it. It is a steel car. It does have glass fenders on it, and it's been painted. It's 3 different people have painted on this car, but it all matches in pretty good. And I changed the whole car. It had a real nice gray leather interior in it. I took it out, threw it away, and rechanged the whole car the way I wanted it.
And then what's the color?
Dark granite red, it's called. And I just say it's maroon, but it's called dark granite red. I think it's a Dodge color from like in the 60s or something like that. When I bought the car, it was already a driver. I traded a 32 Vicky for it. And I've always wanted another 40 coupe and with more room in it. And it's got a Mustang 2 under the front of it, rides really nice, it's got power steering, power brakes, handles real good. So actually I didn't really do anything to the running gear on it. You know, they did a good job on it, whoever built the car originally. And I know the Roberts boys bought it off of somebody else too. I know they told me they had to Biloxi, Mississippi twice. I go to Cumberland, Maryland to a car show every Labor Day. It's 300 miles, and I can make that in 4.5 hours with this thing easy.
So you got, what is some, I mean, there's not a whole lot of modifications to the body. I mean, just nose and a decking, or?
No, it's nose and deck, but it actually was a deluxe, which is a different grill shell and a different hood. And I like standards, so I changed to a standard hood last year and a standard grill in it. Everybody's got deluxes. There are not many standards around. And
then the trunk done as well?
Yeah, we nosed the trunk on it. It had stuff on the trunk. I did that and painted it when I first got it. And I put bumpers on it, different bumpers on it. They had different bumpers on it and small things. I put different rear fenders on it because they had, whoever originally did the car had fenders molded into the running boards. And we didn't like that. So I wanted it back more original looking, you know. So we did that.
1931 Ford Model A Coupe.
Was it a rust bucket? Was it a, tell me where you got it and
yes,
what it looked like?
It was a rust bucket. Found the body in Norwalk. The guy had it sitting in his garage for 20 years. Brought it home in a dump truck. Needed all the patch panels, no floor. Doors were sprung open. Frame come from Grafton. It was a stock chassis, stripped it all out, boxed the frame, motor mounts, cross members, did all the steering and bracketry. Boxing plate come out of a junkyard. So it was chopped 3 inches, did all the patch panels, filled the roof using a 65 Mustang coupe, turned it 180 and it laid on the car perfect.
And then the seats are at a...
The seats are just based on like a 65 Mustang. It's a 350 Chevy small block, 350 tranny, Ford 9-inch rear end narrowed.
What headlights?
Those are from United Pacific, just aftermarket.
Tell us about this high-tech radiator spit-up tank that you spent. How much money on?
Probably $1.50.
And tell them what it is.
It's a Budweiser glass bottle.
And then how is it as a chick magnet?
Has its ups and downs, we'll put it that way.
Don't ever make this mistake.
Is everybody thinks they see choppers on a jacket, I wonder what kind of motorcycle we got.
Cruise In, presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine, will be right back. Now, back to Cruise In, presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine.
Well, actually, we started a club in '56, and it was a runoff of another club called the Road Phantoms. They kind of broke up, and there were 10 of us who wanted to get back together. So we met at one of the guys' houses, and there were 10 of us. We each chipped in $10 so we'd have a treasury, and I decided to start a new club. And found a garage, a little garage on 38th and Vine Court, which is in Cleveland, north of Franklin Avenue. I found an old barn and moved the cars that we had in there. Oh, the name Choppers was derived because we didn't know what to call the club. We didn't want some hokey name. But most of the guys' cars were chopped or channeled. So we figured, well, Choppers would be a good name, you know. But the only trouble we're running into now is everybody thinks they see choppers on a jacket, I wonder what kind of motorcycle we got. And we told them, read the whole jacket because this is Choppers Hot Rod Association. And that was back in '56. So we found out that so many clubs that didn't have a place to meet are no longer with us. And we've got a garage now. We meet every Thursday, except if Christmas falls on it and Thanksgiving. And that's a weekly meeting every Thursday.
They say that everything but the kitchen sink, but this car's got washing machine parts. Tell me what it's got. I mean, I've never seen so much.
The body's made of different pieces of appliances. It's got a lint trap off a Kelvinator for the vent. The quarter panels are made out of the sides of a furnace. The doors are shelves out of a serving cart. And the rear body panel's a side off a washing machine. Now the cowl is actually a 28 Chevy, the top of the cowl. The grill, it's a some year a Studebaker, I don't know what. That's the shell. The grill's a condenser off the back of a refrigerator. I had to bend a bow in it like.
Inside, it seems like your interior has got more things than a current day Cadillac.
The ashtrays are from a 1937 Douglas DC-3 Airliner.
Where's your seat from?
It's from an '88 Chrysler minivan. It's the It's the little seat in the middle, and that's the first part I started with on the car. I built the body around it so it would fit right, you know.
Your gas tank is from where?
Gas tank's from a 1988 Tempo boat. And I don't know what kind of boat that is. I built the roof out of wood from the Home Depot, and I covered it with vinyl from Joann Fabrics. And then I wanted it to fold so I could fold it up and lift it off, because it comes off. I can have a roadster. And so I got these Art Deco looking gate hinges. So if I take 2 pins and 4 bolts, you can lift the whole roof off. The hood ornaments are reproduction, probably about 37 Packard, something like that.
First thing you notice on the grill, it says Cleveland.
Right.
Even though there was a Cleveland car made, where was that from?
I took an old furnace to make these quarter panels. I used the metal off of it. And that emblem was on, it was a Cleveland furnace. It was on the side of the furnace. So I took it off and put it on the grill, so.
Your wood on the back.
This wood here is, all this wood on the top is off a Nordic track. You know, some of those Nordic tracks have real good wood.
Now, behind you to your right, I guess, that looks familiar.
The back panel's the side off a washing machine. It's got reveals pressed in it.
Of course, everybody's going to be asking, how do you license this?
It's titled as a home built.
What kind of a car is this?
It's a 1965 Dodge Coronet, and right now you would classify as a Coronet Hemi Superstock.
This beauty is next on Cruise In, presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine. Welcome back to the Choppers Rod and Custom Show on Cruise In, presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine. You have been drag racing since when?
Since 2007.
And you were how old?
I was 19, barely.
And your first car was?
An 84 Camaro with a 406 small block in it.
And present day you're?
I have a 555 big block now, and I'm going 19s. Best pass in this car is a 917 at 152.
And then now I noticed a new paint job on this, and you got this new green graphics that you're kind of getting used to, or?
I am getting used to them. They're growing on me, but he does great work. I love it. Everyone keeps coming up to it and rubbing on it like, hey, it looks like it's fake, like it's a molding on it. I'm like, nope, just the paint.
You've always done Camaros?
I've only raced Camaros. So I came from a Camaro family. I think we're on like the 12th or 13th Camaro now. So between me and my parents, we've had a lot.
What's like a difference in females racing? I mean, do you encounter any kind of, you know, against or for you? I mean,
I had to get my license. I got my NHRA license for it because we were afraid that the guys would be like, oh, well, you know, she's not licensed and she beat me. And so I've had issues with the IHRA because I took out their track champion first round once. A lot of people like when the girl wins, but then again, a lot of the guys, when you beat them, they kind of pout about it and stomp their feet, but it's kind of funny. So it's a lot of fun to see their face because they don't expect it. So they told me I couldn't go faster than Tonneaus when I was going 9s. So I had to stop at the 8th.
Hello, I'm Mike, and this is my garage. Today, I'm going to go over some things with the do-it-yourselfer, the backyard mechanic, the guys at home, or anybody who wants to just upgrade their muscle car or go to that next level with their project. Imagine, if you will, a 1967 SS 396 Chevelle in all its glory. Well, my friend Dave Pfeiffer brought me this 67 Chevelle, and although you don't see much of it, what he wanted was, he's owned this car since 1971. And he would go to them car shows and people would duck down and they would look underneath it and say, oh man, you know, that thing looks pretty ratty. Plain and simple, he just wanted to bring it back to its former glory. So what we did, you know, and again, to each their own, there's many different ways you can go about detailing a chassis, and if you're gonna take on a project like this, how far you wanna go. Well, what we decided to do on this, you know, he had raced it back in the day. It has been at the tracks, but there was also times when he didn't have a perfect storage or he didn't have another car and it had to see that extreme weather. Being 3 years shy of about 50 years old, it's got some stories and a lot of things it could tell you. Well, you know, the frame was looking pretty rusty, a little pitted, but very solid, but just not good no more. So what we did, we sent the frame out, had it blasted, brought back to perfectly clean. Now this was a low mileage, 20,000 mile car, but all the bushings from, again, almost 50 years, the rubbers were completely deteriorated, rotted. You know, ball joints, everything was nice and tight, but all those parts that wear and deteriorate, we replaced them all with new. So detailing it, he decided he wanted it to look more factory original. Now, again, maybe you want red A-arms and pink frame, you know, that's all to your own taste, but you have to remember, you know, unlike Dave, Dave plans on keeping this forever, but situations come up and say you need to sell this. You have to think of what that broad horizon of people are going to be looking for, and you can never go wrong with a factory appearing original looking frame. So we tried to recreate the dip process that GM did back on the factory line. You know, they had a tool that would clamp the part, dip it in the vat of black. Well, they didn't want those clamps coming up dripping with paint all the time, so it stopped, leaving an exposed part of metal up top that didn't get any dip. So those always rusted and looked crappy. Well, you know, we decided to recreate the factory look, but it's protected now and clear coated and everything's good. With the use of a lot of cast coloring and some new components, new end links where any of the rubbers were that were all deteriorated, ball joints, boots, all that replaced. Cotter pins would have been rusty and they looked a little weak when we took it all apart. Put all new cotter pins in. You're there even if you don't replace the part. Cotter pins are cheap. It's an easy way to look good too. Now you could also take it the next level and you could put all those detailed markings in that the factory used to put for inspection markings if you want to go that far. Let's face it, if you're going on to take a project like this and you don't want to blow the whole bank in just filling little pit marks from rust, what you do is you focus on the areas that most people are going to look at. When the hood is up and you got that big gleaming big block sitting in there, you know, you're going to see tops of frame rails. Body kind of sits over the frame rail, nothing up top, and a lot of the sides isn't going to show. So focus your time on the bottom part of the frame to where those pits get taken away so somebody leering underneath sees a really nice looking frame. Now's the time to think about maybe doing a little bit of upgrades to suspension parts or what have you. Put some new springs. Dave decided he wanted to get a nice solid trailing arm for the rear to help keep with some bounce, so we did that also. But again, focus on the stuff that people are going to see. You can hide the other stuff and still have a good job. You just don't have to spend all that little detail time. And if you're paying somebody, that detail time equals money. So choose your project wisely, how to go about it, and there you have it. We'll see you next week in Mike's Garage.
It's a 1965 Dodge Coronet, and right now you would classify as a Coronet Hemi Superstock. It was a full race car before I got it. It was a race car when I got it, and I kind of put it back on the street because I don't get a chance to go racing too much.
So what did you do to it totally?
Well, first I had a small block in it, and I ran it like that for a little while. Spruced up the paint, fixed the interior a little bit. Then I put a 500-inch big block in it, and went racing with that in the Nostalgia Superstock series for about 5 or 6 years. And then I decided it's time to spend a lot of money, and I put a Hemi in it. And so then I repainted the car, redid the chassis to handle the Hemi, and put a new transmission in it to handle the Hemi.
Run us around what kind of tires on the back?
Oh, it's got Mickey Thompson street slicks on the back. They've got just two little lines in them. They're dot tires, but barely. You don't want to get caught in the rain on them. They're 18.5 inches wide, 31 inches tall.
But you can run it as is right now on the street?
Yep, run it all the time on the street.
More Choppers Rod and Custom Show when Cruise In returns. Presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine. Now back to North Olmsted Soccer Sportsplex on Cruise In. Presented by Cruisin' Times Magazine.
We've had it since the end of February. We've always liked pickups and and street rods, and this kind of does both with the fat fenders, and it kind of satisfies both our needs. And it was originally from Arkansas and went to Michigan and then to Georgia, and that's where we found it.
And then this is a really bright red, and obviously folks at home have seen it.
It's a torch red, a Corvette torch red.
And what motor we got? What kind of drivetrain?
It's a 350 Chevy small block.
And a beautiful pickup bed. Oak, is that oak?
It's cherry wood bed.
And what about some creature comforts, interior-wise?
This is basically a standard interior. We plan on down the road we're going to upgrade and customize it a little bit.
So you're going to be a two cruising family.
Yep, this is mine. I get to drive this one. We plan on doing a lot of long cruises. We want to do some, far away. We got nice cruisers.
Just wanted to say thanks to the Choppers Hot Rod Association and the Soccer Sportsplex for having us here at the Rod and Custom Show. If you missed it, you missed this double-blown 1937 Packard. We'll see you next week on Cruisin'.